That guy?
Yeah, he in the Santa hat, right there.
I will speak to him. What happened yesterday with this? Were you guys in an argument or some shit about white cards?
Yeah, with J Hobbs. Okay, so J Hobbs, I told him about white cars and shit. Like, while we were driving, just driving around, he said, "Yeah, I got a guy. He gets me white cars." I said, "Who's that?" He said, "His name is Zizo. He sells at the block." I said, "Oh, okay." And then we came to the block. This Zizo guy came up to J Hobbs and gave him a bunch of white cards. Um, and I think it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5. I don't know how many. Um, And then, J Hobbs got in his car. I think he was going to get some money for him. I came up to this Zizu guy. I told him like, if you have any extra white cards, my name is Omar, and then just give me a call. I'll buy 'em." J Hobbs hops out of his car and I don't know, he tweaks out from me speaking to the Zizu guy. He says I'm snaking him, me talking to the guy and like taking his business or his fucking thing. Apparently, Ming tasked him with getting white cards, and he's the white card guy, and we should just leave it to him or some shit like that.
He's the white card guy.
Yeah,
He
he
said that.
said
He
like
said that
he's
nobody
he's
else
the
should be
white
getting white
card
cards
guy.
but me. I'm the
Yeah.
white card guy.
Um, I mean, I did not know that. Like, Ming told him to fucking get white cards and like shit.
No,
Like,
there's
I
no
mean,
such
if
thing as
Ming's
white card guy. There's no such thing.
yeah, that's the thing. And like, my first instincts, I thought like, J Hobbs would just fucking keep the white cards, but like if
Shit,
I
you be
get the white cards from
card.
the guy, I just put them in the warehouse. So we use them all. But apparently he was gonna give it to Ming as well. But I mean, I don't know what happened. That we still don't have fucking white cards. I guess he did not meet with Ming yet. But like he was fucking shouting at me and shit, like fucking typical J Hobbs argument, like how I was snaking him. He called me a snake, fraud, bastard, and just fucking drove off.
That's what
Uh,
pisses me off. Like we're in a group in a circle where like people are in the circle that are not a part of the gang, and there's people that are around, and dude's yelling at the top of his lungs, calling Omar a snake, fraud, bastard. Now he doesn't fuck with him, and he fucking gets in his car and leaves, and then comes back and starts yelling at him again, and then he's yelling at everybody else in a fucking circle, telling them to shut the fuck up. Just being hella fucking dumb, like, literally being hella dramatic for no fucking
It
reason.
wasn't just that too. Later, Jay called me down here to check Omar's pockets to make sure Omar wasn't stealing from him.
What?
Like, yeah. And the only reason I did it right is because Jay wouldn't have stopped. And Omar was like, fuck it, just do it. I was like, all right, nothing there. Jay's like, oh, okay. If Mike said so, I believe. So like, the disrespect on Omar is crazy.
That's crazy. I didn't hear that part.
Wait, what?
that was the gold bar thing. The
That's
gold bar.
crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Okay, so he gave me like 6 gold
Bro,
bars,
what
to sell to the guy because the guy doesn't fuck with him, up north. I sold like, I talked to the guy, I sold him the fucking gold bars, and like just gave him the money. And like, I don't know, he thinks I took some money. I told him I literally do not have anything, like any roll, I do not get anything. Everything I fucking got from the guy, I give to you. Uh, I was fucking around with him for a bit, and like, I don't know, he fucking kept thinking that I took some shit from him, But I don't know. I don't think the gold shit is that important because I was fucking around with him. But the white card shit, I mean, yeah, that was a whole argument about it. I mean, he apologized later. After the fucking whole argument ended, and he called me. He said, "I'm sorry, I did not mean that," and shit like that. And I think that was it. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess he's trying, like he's doing too much. He's fucking trying too hard to fucking prove himself or some shit to you, Ming. I don't know, but I don't know.
In my opinion, if Omar asks him for the white cards, he should hand him the white cards because Omar's a full member. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's time to rob the bank if you want to use the yellow
You shouldn't
card.
scream at him. You know?
You going
I
to
mean, to
fucking
be fair, I
sleep?
did tell him not to give them to anybody else.
Good night.
Oh,
I told him to hand them to me.
never mind then.
No, it's just fucking communication there, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I feel like there's like two sides to it, because I mean, let's be real. Everybody here at some point is taken from somebody when it comes to loot, bank loot, or whatever running through
Yeah,
people's
yeah.
trunks and doing shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can see why he's hesitant on it, but there's no need to kind of lash out on you over it.
Yeah, I think he was pissed at like how I like talked to the guy, like asked him, like if he had an extra white cards, like to call me, Uh, he was saying like I'm taking the flare out of his hands or some shit. Um, but I don't think it's a big of a
Flare?
deal. It's a fucking white card, come on, dude.
But was this over the plug? Like you were like trying to buy
Yeah.
something?
Yes.
Oh, bro.
He wanted to be the white card guy because he can only get white cards, bro. I just put a tweet out. I got four white cards. Like, I don't
listen,
know.
I don't want to tell you. There's no such thing as white card guy. Like, just put the white cards in the
Yeah, I don't
warehouse.
know.
When people need them, they need
Yeah,
them.
yeah. That's the whole point as well.
It
Like,
shouldn't
like the
be-
cars are our cars going to the warehouse, going to the gang. Like I'm not fucking gonna keep them. Like I don't know.
That was
mean,
my
ye-
problem too. Omar was gonna put him in the warehouse, so like I didn't see the
And,
issue.
Because we
and I
literally
pointed
did
that
not
out
have
to him. I
any.
said,
We did
bro,
not have any.
they're even if Omar gets them, they're all going to the same place. So why does it fucking matter? He's like, no, I'm the white card guy.
I mean, listen, I understand. Okay, let's say if Jay Hobbs had some type of business connection, and he's over here, getting stuff. Like, fair enough, you let him deal with his side of that, right? You don't go and speak to the same guy he's speaking to, and then get shit. But at the same time, if he's fucking stashing that shit away, and you guys have no access to it, and you need white cards, I mean, should be giving it to you, right? I don't know. We'll speak to him. See what the fuck is going on.
If he was saving up a specific amount for Ming, I feel like the compromise for Jay is super simple. He just gives you what you need, and then he just goes and gets more for Ming. Because if it's his job, he's getting more anyway, right?
I mean,
like
I
that's
did
the
tell
only
him
way.
when I asked him for the white cards, I told him, if they need some, then use a couple of them, but don't use all of them,
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't want to do that and he just wanted to get the job done and like have it ready for you, then I don't know. He should have just given them 2 and then be like, all right, I'll get more. That's his job. He said it himself.
I don't know. I don't. It was just an argument. It wasn't really a big deal. But he
He was not too happy as well for Future because Future came through and fucking started talking.
started defending.
But
I mean,
it's
bro,
classic.
Oh,
It's
God, I
classic
was
Future
getting
Jay.
started talking.
I was
When
getting
is
on
he
his
happy
bitch
when you
head,
just
man.
talking?
I was getting on his bitch head. I'm not gonna lie, I was
Yeah.
stirring. I ain't gonna cap, I was.
It's like Future J Hobbs part fucking 24.
Nah, but calling you a snake right in front of the whole block is kind of crazy work, though.
That's what pissed me off.
No, because he was saying
Yeah,
that
like
same shit
random
later too
people
with the
were here
money.
too. They were-
Yeah, with the money
Random
later
motherfuckers
on,
that aren't even part of the
He's
game.
like, I ain't doing shit with you, Omar. I don't fuck with you, Omar. You're weird, Omar. That's what he said. When Omar
Yeah,
was
oh
staring,
yeah, he
right?
said that as well, bro.
weird.
You're weird. And it's like, it's fine if we're in the warehouse running around, like knocking each other over, emptying each other's pockets, but it's like on the block with like all these people here. It's not a good look.
I think Jay just has that same problem you guys already brought up, but like he's only trying to please a certain few people in the gang, right? Like doesn't really give a fuck
Yeah.
about anybody else. I feel like that's what's going on.
It's,
Like he
I
doesn't
think
consider
it's
anybody else
clear.
authority over him other than Ming.
I mean, the
Yeah,
only
like,
way
if-
that
if-
he'll learn is if people keep doing what they're doing, right? It's either he gives up and changes, or like, you know what I'm saying? What Future and Omar did is the only way. If he doesn't respect him, you just have to keep doing it until he does. Has anyone seen Bruce or Reggie today?
Yeah, Reggie's right here at the block in the cubby.
Yeah.
Should we go talk to him?
I think it'd be better if they were both there so we can get the proper story and not have half and then one guy lies and one guy doesn't,